Welcome to another MyBridgePay training. I'm Mark Maurer, Director of Product at BridgePay Network Solutions. Today we will be looking at the new Import Transaction module. This new module gives users the ability to import a CSV file containing data for multiple transactions into the gateway and have the transactions processed to the merchant account. Transactions will process to the current open batch. First, to see the module in the left navigation of MyBridgePay, the user will need to have the import transactions right enabled and assigned in a role to the user. Once the user has access to the import transaction module, they can simply click the option and will be displayed a button to upload their CSV file for importing. Let's first discuss creating a CSV file. We have an Import Transactions Guidelines Developer Center page created to detail all the setup information needed to create a CSV file of transactions. You can access it here. This link will also be in the description of this video. You can find a sample CSV file that already has the appropriate headers. You can find the mandatory and optional fields guide that details all the supported fields and information on if they are required and what data is allowed in each field. These are very similar to the Transaction API field guidelines. Here is an example CSV file being edited in Microsoft Excel. Other free spreadsheet applications such as Google Sheets can also save in the CSV format. I have entered all of the required information to process the transactions in this example spreadsheet. Some of these will decline and others will be successful. This row will fail with an error. Once the import has been completed, we will view the export file later in this video. Now that I've saved a formatted CSV file to my computer, I can go ahead and upload the file into MyBridgePay by clicking Upload File and choosing the CSV file I created. Now I can click Import Transactions. I am displayed a screen that lets me know that my file has been imported and that it will take a little bit of time for the file to be processed. I can also see the import listed in the import history. This shows me that the import status is currently pending, as it is waiting to be processed by the gateway. Now I can click the Refresh Results button and see that my file has processed. Now the status is completed with errors. This means that my file is processed, yet one or more of the rows failed due to an error and will need to be reprocessed. The rest of the valid rows will have been processed. There is a list of different statuses and what they mean in the Import Transaction Guidelines Developer Center page. Let's take a look at the results of the import by clicking Export Results. This will prompt you to download a CSV file of the results for the imported transactions. Again, the Import Transaction Guidelines Developer Center page details all the different columns in the export results file and what they mean. The specific file I'm looking at shows me that a number of transactions were successful and a number of transactions were declined, and that this transaction failed due to an error and was not processed. This transaction would need to be corrected in a CSV import file and re-imported for it to be included in the current batch. Sometimes a file will fail right after upload due to some type of formatting error with the file. These reasons are all listed in the Import Transaction Guidelines Developer Center page and should be referenced if a failed import happens. These are mainly issues like the uploading user does not have access to the merchant accounts in the import CSV file, or there are more than 5,000 transactions being attempted in a single CSV file import. If there are additional issues experienced that are not in our Developer Center, or you have questions about this functionality, please contact our support team. There is a link in the description with their contact information. This concludes the training. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment.